Kyra and welcome back to my channel. So today it's going to be just a really casual, random chit chat makeup tutorial. I really want to go ahead and test out the Aina palette from Anastasia Beverly Hills. If you guys watched my recent vlog, I think it was the day in the life of me vlog, I had mentioned that one of my beautiful, supportive subscribers, Tamika, she's amazing, so supportive, and she actually mailed me the Aina palette. She actually like DM'd me one day and was like, "Hey Kyra, you know, just wondering, do you have the Aina palette?" And I was like, "No," because I hadn't purchased it. And she was like, "Okay, cool, I'm gonna send it to you. So like, what's your PO box?" And she actually sent it to me, and now I cannot wait to test out this bad boy here. So I'm so excited. And come on, just talk and just chat, and you know, really just have a good time as I'm doing makeup. I think I want to talk about kind of my mindset for 2020 and kind of like my priorities for this year, because I feel like so much has happened just in the first like month and a half of the year. I feel like a lot has happened, and I feel like my mindset is so different. Like it seems weird because it's such a, you know, like we've only been into this year for such a short amount of time. But I feel like my mindset and kind of what I am focused on this year is I'm seeing it slowly change in such a good way. So first and foremost, I'm going to go ahead and add my Milk Hydro Grip Primer. You guys know I've been loving this one. I'm going to apply this all over, and it's really rub it in until it gets tacky, because we want it to be nice and tacky before our makeup. So just go ahead and just rub this in and also pat it in. Oh, y'all, I woke up. I don't know why I've been so tired lately. Like, I've been trying to be good and get in bed by 9:30, but some days I'm much better at than others. Last night I didn't go to bed till darn at midnight, and that completely throws off my 5 a.m. wake up schedule, because this year, like, one of my biggest goals was to start waking up at 5 a.m., which I've been doing pretty good at. Like, I'm not a person I'm like, I have to be up at 5 a.m. every single day, because some days are just lighter than others, and some days are more flexible than others, so I have that flexibility to sleep until like 6, you know, 6:30. Like today was a day that I slept until 6:30, but that was mainly because I ended up staying up late. Because in order for me to get up at 5, I have to like be in the bed by like 9:30. If I'm not, it likely won't happen. And last night, me and Dion stayed up late. I'm taking the Milk Makeup Blur Stick. We stayed up watching this new show. What was it called? For Life, I think that's what it's called. We haven't seen the commercials about it. It's about like a prisoner or a man who was falsely convicted of, I think, selling drugs, and he actually ends up finding a loophole and is able to sit for the bar exam and get licensed as a lawyer, even though he's still in custody, like he's still in prison. So the first episode was really interesting, so I'm, you know, interested to see how it goes. But yeah, kind of threw me off my schedule. But I'm claiming today is going to be a great day. I'm going to get my hair done, and that's always a great day, let's be honest. That always makes for a great day, so I'm excited about that. I also stayed up late last night doing some homework, so that also makes for a great day. It's just, you know, it's just going to be a good day. I cannot complain at all. Okay, taking the Juvia's Place foundation stick in the shade Mozambique, applying this all over, and actually adding just a little hint of the shade Cameroon just to slightly deepen this just a bit. Then I'll take my Morphe M439 brush. It's a really dense foundation brush. I'm gonna take this, spray it with some setting spray, and just go in and just blend this in. So back to my priorities for the year. You guys, I feel like lately, like I am just really focused on giving back. Like I don't know what it is. And of course, like I've always really been big into like community service. I've always been really big into, you know, volunteering, things like that. Like I've always just really been big on that. But I've mentioned in other vlogs that more recently, whenever me and Dion, because you guys know we've lived in since I graduated college, I've lived in Dallas and Austin, and both of those were kind of temporary places, and like we kind of knew it. And so I never really got a chance to really get involved and, really, honestly, I feel like serve my true purpose. I guess it is serving my true purpose, because I truly feel like, even though like I have multiple talents and multiple gifts, I feel like one of the number one reasons why I'm here on this earth is to give back to the community, give back to those in need, just give back to, okay, you know that saying that says, be the person you needed when you were younger? That is literally exactly how I feel. I feel like I am in a place where I'm in a place to where I have been so tremendously blessed that I just want to bless others. I really do. I feel like life is just way too short, and I feel like even like with the whole, unfortunate Kobe Bryant situation and his daughter, and then all the passengers on board the helicopter, like I've always said that life is too short, but I feel like the whole situation really put things into perspective, and it really makes you realize like there are so many things that are so minute compared to just being happy and living out your purpose and being filled with joy and being positive and just loving on, your family, significant other, and just spending time in the moment. And I just feel like I know that I can often get so caught up in the future. Like, anyone who knows me knows that I am always planning for the next step. Like, I'm always looking forward to what's to come, I'm always trying to do more, I'm always trying to get more. I say that I'm content, and no lie, I'm going to be completely transparent. There was a situation that happened, because I always say, oh, I'm content with where I am, but, there's nothing wrong with striving for more, blah, 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 so on and so forth. And I've said it plenty of times. But there was a situation that occurred recently that showed me that, Kyra, you're really not. And it really rocked my world in a sense, and really realized that, Kyra, yo, girl, like, you gotta get your priorities straight. Because I can sit here and preach about being content and, being happy where you are, working towards more, but being happy where you are. But then, like, something happens or something doesn't go my way, and then I'm complaining and whining about, I wish we had this, or I wish this was happening, or I wish this didn't go this way, blah, blah, blah. And God be looking at you like, so what about all this? Like, what about everything you have? What about your family? What about your friends? What about the fact that you have people who love you? What about the fact that you have a husband who is, kind and, faithful and treats you like a queen? Like, what about all these other things that you already have? And a situation happened like that recently, and I felt so convicted, you guys, because I actually caught myself in the middle of my whining and complaining and just being negative and being like, dang, I sound so ungrateful. I sound so just uncontent, and I have got to do better. And I've been working on it, and I'm human. Like, we all have, y'all, let's be real, we all have those instances where we kind of, take a few steps back in our work that we're doing, on our self-work that we're doing. But the important part is that you notice it and that you grow from it. And I definitely had one of those moments recently, and I realized like that I still have a lot of work to do. But one thing that has not changed is like my desire to give back. Like, I'm actually going today, funny enough, to visit my old high school because I want to volunteer there. Now, in what capacity or like in what way or what I want to do, I don't know exactly. I'm not quite sure how the whole volunteering situation works there. Like, I'm not sure if I can like mentor. I'm not quite sure if I just like help with events. I'm not quite sure in what capacity. I plan on volunteering, or like what they'll give me, I really have no idea. But I felt called to go back to my old high school and volunteer maybe about 6 months ago. It was actually right before me and Dion moved here, actually. I just woke up one day and just felt like God was just telling me, like, Kyra, go on back to your old high school and, get involved. Again, I have no idea in what capacity, but I really want to try to be obedient because I feel like there's a reason why I'm supposed to go back and volunteer. Well, actually, no. I have my own personal reason as to why I really, really want to go back and get involved. And it aligns with like my own personal passions. Because you guys know, like, I am very passionate about like fashion and beauty and makeup and all that kind of stuff. But outside of that, I am very, 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 very passionate about encouraging and inspiring the next generation, specifically the next generation of underrepresented youth, specifically African Americans, and not just encouraging them, inspiring them, but allowing or providing ways and resources for them to see all of the vast opportunities that they can pursue in life. I feel like, kind of going on a whole soapbox here, so just if you don't really care, just fast forward this part. I feel like one of the biggest setbacks that we have in our community, and this is community as a whole, is that we lack exposure. Let's just say this: it's really hard to know that you can be, or that you can pursue a certain career, or that can be a certain profession if you've never seen a version of yourself in that position. Okay, so backtracking. Whenever I was in high school and I actually went off to college, I actually went off to pursue pharmacy school. I actually wanted to be a pharmacist. And the only reason why I wanted to pursue that was because I had an aunt, my dad's sister, who was a pharmacist. And that was why I ended up going off to school. I spent my first semester as a pre-pharmacy major, and then I got to college, took a chemistry class, and realized that pharmacy was not my jam. Not pharmacy, chemistry was not my jam, and I just knew that it was not for me. I've always been a math nerd. I took up to calculus 3. I took a million math classes, and when I say I loved it, like I could go back to math class tomorrow and take a trigonometry or take a calc 4. I can do that tomorrow and would literally be in love. So after I realized that pre-pharmacy was not for me, I actually realized that I wanted to pursue something that, again, would provide me the lifestyle. Let's be real. I'm gonna be real here. I knew the kind of lifestyle that I wanted to live outside of college. And of course I wanted to pursue, a career field that would allow me that lifestyle, that also involved a lot of math because, again, I'm a math nerd. And something that I knew that I could grow in. And so did a lot of research and I ended up engineering. Okay. So you guys know by now that I have an engineering degree. And I loved it. Now, the only reason why I even knew about engineering and that I was that I really could pursue it and I could really, do what I wanted to do was because, first of all, my dad is an engineer. He's a pipeline engineer, so he draws pipelines for petrochemical companies. So my dad's an engineer, and then also when I was at OU, I had a lot of friends, black friends, who were pursuing engineering degrees. Now, again, all of those examples, you guys, even pursuing pharmacy and then pursuing engineering, comes from exposure. I was exposed to people who were doing those things. And a lot of people who unfortunately have not had that exposure and do not, it's like that they don't have drive or have ambition or have a will to want to pursue different careers. Now, granted, y'all, let me reiterate that I do not believe that college is for everyone at all. I 100% understand that. I know that college is not for everyone. I know that not everyone is going to thrive there. And some people just want to just jump right into working, and I completely understand that. I am an IT tech professional. People who, when I tell people that, they are so, y'all don't know how surprised people are when I tell them that I work in tech. Okay, like, I mean, literally surprised. They're like, wait, what? You? Yeah, because I don't look like the typical IT pro at all. I look far from it. Okay, like I I do this on the side. No one would expect that my husband went and got his doctorate in physical therapy. Some of my sorors, I have sorors that are, one of my profiles is not only a full-time attorney, but she's also a NFL agent, and she actually just recently made history as the only black female NFL agent to represent a top 3 draft pick. Like, I know people who are civil engineers. I know people who, again, lawyers, doctors, you know, people who have careers that are not commonly found or pursued within our community. And that's why mentoring and providing exposure is super duper 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 important to me. I think that's part of why I want to go back and volunteer in my old high school, kind of just like not only just to mentor and like just be a part of, you know, these kids' lives, because I feel like that's also a huge part. Because again, I love that saying that says be the person that you needed when you were younger. Because let's be real, when I was younger, I honestly did not have anybody to help guide me. I feel like that would have definitely been helpful as a young kid. I feel like even just simple things like teaching me money tips and tricks when I was younger would have been super helpful. I feel like, you know, kind of getting or helping me get my mind right at a much younger age would have played a huge part in helping me avoid some of the things that I did when I was younger. So, I don't know. I just want to just be, you know, not only a light in this world, but also give back and just help encourage other people, you know, be there for other people, and just show them, like, you can literally do anything you want in your life. You know, really passionate, of course, about family. Like, that's super, super, super duper important to me. If you guys don't know me and Dion, like, that is, like, literally, family is so big to us, like, super important to us. And we're actually about to attempt, you guys, to throw our we decided that we wanted to host an annual family event for my family, because most of my family is here. You guys know that. Most of my family is here, and like not just my immediate family, like a lot of my most of my dad's family is here in the Houston area. You know, now that we have a place to actually host, we thought it'd be cool to actually host like an annual family event. And so we're starting that actually, I think it's in a few months. And so excited about that, which is cool because we don't have anything like this that we do, you know, not regularly. Like, of course, you know, we get together for Thanksgiving, you know, the usual. We wanted to have something that we consistently do every single year on the exact same weekend and just get together and just have a good time, just to make sure that we, you know, keep our family, you know, tight, you know. So, like, that's super important to me, what I'm super passionate about. It's just, I don't know, like, I just feel like I am focusing so much more on, like, just things that I am passionate about and things that allow me to really give back and just help out and just create new memories and just be like the best version of Kyra that I can be. I've never been a super materialistic person, like, ever. I've never been super materialistic. I've never really been focused on things and brands and labels. Like, I was never raised that way. And honestly, it's never really been, you know, like, the bane of my existence, ever. Like, that's never been anything I've relied on. However, there was a point in time where, like, y'all, my money habits were, when I said they were poor, like, poor is an understatement. Like, I remember there was a time when I lived in Dallas where I lived at the Galleria every single weekend, okay? Like, my money habits were so poor, I remember I just threw money out the window. I just spent so much money all the time. And now it's like, I'd rather, don't get me wrong, I still love nice things, you know, that's just never gonna change. I just like nice stuff. But it's like, it's changed so much. Like, there is nothing anybody can wear, anybody can buy, anybody can drive, anybody can, there's no one that anyone can name drop, nothing like that could impress me. Nothing. Okay? There used to be a day where I would get impressed by, you know, what someone drove or the house they lived in or, you know, the bag they wore or whatever. There is nothing today that anyone could buy, wear, live, anything that could impress me. Nothing. Because the older I get, the more and more I understand how very little value materialistic things have. That makes sense? Y'all with me? Okay, so first let me pause. Let me just backtrack real quick because I have pretty much completed my entire face. So you guys know for foundation I used the Juvia's Place foundation stick. And then I went ahead and used the Too Faced Born This Way. Where is it? Too Faced Born This Way concealer in the shade Warm Sand. I love this one. I went ahead and set it with the Laura Mercier setting powder. And then I went ahead and set the perimeter of my face with the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish in the shade Dark. Set that all over and then went ahead and warmed up the skin with the MAC Studio Fix powder in the shade NW48. And then I just went ahead and applied the MAC Lay Low Paint Pot. Looks like this. I actually have been using a primer on my eyes recently, but I am going to be testing out the Jackie Aina palette, and I know that she has some pretty colors in there, so I wanted to go ahead and use that for this video. So yeah, there's not really anything that anyone could do, anything like that, that could really impress me because, like I said, the older that I'm getting, the more and more I realize how little value monetary things have, especially in the age of social media. Y'all know how it is, like, it's so easy to flaunt and to fake and to pretend like you have certain things or pretend like you have a certain lifestyle, and then, you know, behind the scenes they have a desk full of, you know, eviction notices because they can't afford to pay their, you know, rent or their car note or their bills, you know, because, you know, they're spending all their extra money to pretend, you know, like they have a certain life. There are people who, you know, go on these lavish trips and look like they have the world, but then they come home and spend every night and every weekend by themselves because they have no family, they have no friends, and they have pretty much focused solely on, you know, building this perception that they have isolated themselves and literally have no love around them. Like, you start to realize that it's so easy to fake and to put on this facade. You start to realize that a lot of these people out there, you guys, are miserable, they're broke, you know, they're sad, they're depressed, you know, and like, not to shade them at all, it's just a matter of, you start to realize like what you see is usually not what you get. I mean, even for me, like, let's be real, Instagram is the highlight reel, okay? Like, you guys see me posting, you know, makeup tutorials and pictures when I'm smiling, but if me and Dion got in an argument, I'm not posting that. You know, if I cried myself to bed at night, I'm not posting that. You know, if there's situations where, you know, I'm frustrated and I'm upset and things didn't go my way, or, you know, my business isn't doing how I want it to, I'm not posting that. So let's be real, you know, so the older I'm getting, the more and more clear that is to me. And it's like, how's your heart? Like, how are you as a person? How do you treat others? You know, what are your values? What are your morals? You know, are you driven? Like, those are the things that impress me, literally. And it's so weird how my mindset has changed so much over the past few years, because it used to not be that way. And now it's like all I care about now is like, are you a good person? Are you a good human being? Like, so it's just crazy, like, how much my priorities and my mindset and things have changed. And now it's like my focus is like on other people. My sole purpose on this earth is not to please me and just do everything for me. It's to give back. So now I'm done with my little soapbox. I'm gonna finally go ahead and jump into the Jackie Aina palette, which I cannot wait to dabble in because this palette is gorgeous. You guys just look at this. It's so pretty. Can't wait to play in it. Looks like there's 5 matte shades, and then you have some metallics and some pressed pigments in there as well. First of all, I'm going to go ahead and take the shade Ginger, which is this really pretty burnt orange here. I'm actually going to go ahead and just zoom you guys in. And just blending this into the crease. I just realized that I did not do my brows. I don't even know why I did it that way, because I never don't do my brows before eyeshadow, but I was talking too much so I forgot. So I'm going to do that second or after the eyeshadow. This color is really pretty and I love it because it's not too warm. I feel like most burnt oranges come off more red or more orange, and this one definitely is not at all. Just a really pretty crease color. And actually, I'm going to go ahead and apply a little bit of setting powder under my eyes just to catch any fallout. Okay, let's see. Then I want to for sure I'll add on a little bit of edges, which is this really pretty reddish brown right here, and apply that right on top of ginger just to deepen up the crease. And I feel like most of the tutorials that I've seen with this palette have involved the purples, which is what I was going to do originally. However, I think I want to use the shade Wigglies. Is that what that word is? Instead. Ooh, this color is so nice. See how this like simply deepened that up even more? And again, I love how these colors are not coming off too warm. Like, they're not too red, not too orange. It's like the perfect crease color, especially for my skin tone. Well, for women color in general. It's a really pretty crease color. This shade here. And probably applying that all over the lid. Ooh. That's gorgeous. Like I said, naturally I wanted to go for the purples, but I feel like all of the other looks I have seen with this palette involve the purple shades. And I'm also going to a wedding reception this weekend. And so I'm wearing like a really pretty nude dress, or just beige dress. So I'm thinking of saving the purple for that dress, since the dress is so simple. Hopefully I can film that look as well, and that'll actually play with the purples. Kind of make sure I round out the crease. Alright, same blending brush and the shade Edges, and just blend out those edges. Ah, you get it? Taking the shade Edges to blend out the edges. I love this combo. And these colors are blending out so well too. Okay, now the eye is missing something, so I'm thinking of adding on something else. I'm just not quite sure what. Okay, so I'm thinking of doing the shade, a mix of the shade Supreme and Pinker on the lower lash line. It's going to add some of those pink hues. But as far as on the lid, I'm thinking Trust Issues, this really pretty glittery one here, would be really, really, really pretty on top of the shade Wiggly. So my finger, actually, or should I do this brown? Or should I do Lituation? Let's see. Maybe I'll do both. No. Let's try this one. Playing with me, figuring out what works and what doesn't. So just bear with me. Okay, I like the color. It ended up coming out a little bit more yellow though than I anticipated. You guys, something is missing and I can't figure out what exactly. I'm gonna go ahead and add a little bit of the shade Credit, which is this matte brown here. Just the outer corner. Oh, what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna take just, let's see, like a really, really, really small, precise brush. Still taking Credit and just using that to line my lash line. Okay, there we go. Yeah, that's definitely more on this. That's okay. That was something missing. Okay, so again, other side. I'm gonna just add this on the outer corner, and I'm just using the brush that came with the palette, the Anastasia Beverly Hills brush. So I'm taking it, stamping it in the outer corner, and then just softly blending it inwards, not bringing it over too far, kind of stopping like halfway, just to create some depth there. Again, same pencil. I'm just lining my lash line. Just smudging this out. Taking Trust Issues again on my finger and just re-adding that to the center. Okay, just blend everything together. And then in the inner corner, I'm going to take this shade here, which is a shade Zam, and even kind of just fade this one up into the other colors. So I'm liking it. I'm going to go ahead and just dust away the baking powder. I'm going to go ahead and actually apply, fill my brows off camera and apply my falsies. And then I'll come back to finish out the lower lash line as well as do my lips. Alright guys, so we got the lashes on. I'm going to go ahead and apply some liner to my bottom waterline. I'm going to take this Urban Decay 24/7 Glide on eye pencil and the shade Psychedelic Sister. It's a really pretty purple. And just hold my eye down while I go ahead and apply this to my waterline. I'm going to set the liner with the shade Big Wig first, that matte purple. I'm just stamping the liner with that color just to make sure that it stays put and that purple is really vibrant throughout the day. Okay, and now going in with Supreme and Pinker and just smudging this out. So I like that because it's purple, but it kind of fades into that pink. I'm going to take a little bit of the shade Big Wig on a fluffy brush. Just apply a little hint of that up here, just to tie in the color. So you don't have any of that purple up there, which I like, but I'm going to add just a little hint of purple just to tie everything together. And I went with a pair of dramatic lashes just to make sure that the look was, since the look is dramatic, I wanted to make sure that I had on dramatic lashes. I'm going to go ahead and apply some mascara to my top and bottoms. This is the Balm Scuba Mascara. I don't know where my Too Faced is at the moment. My Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara, so this will have to do for now. I'm gonna go ahead and add on some blush. I'm gonna take my Milani Coral Cover Blush. I thought a really soft coral tone blush would be really pretty with this look. I'm gonna take a blush brush if I can find mine. It's so weird. I've become such a blush girl, and there's once a time where blush was just not my jam, at all. For highlight, I'm going to take the Wet n Wild Mega Glow Hiding Powder in the shade Crown of my Canopy. And of course, my nose. Now, because the eyes are so bold and so dramatic, I'm going to go ahead and do a really pretty glossy nude lip. So, taking the Cork Lip Liner from MAC, and it's lining my lips. Okay, and then taking the Dose of Colors Knock on Wood liquid lipstick. I love this shade. It's such a pretty nude. But look at this. Oh, that's so gorgeous. Okay, taking my Chestnut MAC liner and just softly outline the edges. And then to top it off with some gloss, I'm going to take my favorite nude lip gloss of all time. It is the Urban Decay Hi-Fi Shine Midnight Cowgirl Lip Gloss. I love this one. Literally obsessed with it. Let's add this right on top. Oh, and then of course I cannot forget the very, very last step. I'm going to take my Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish Skin Perfecting Micro Powder in the shade Medium and just press this right under my eyes. Ooh, flawless. Now I am obsessed with it. I haven't done anything this smoky and this dramatic in quite a while, and y'all, I cannot get enough of it. Alright, y'all, I went ahead and changed my top and all that, and here is the final look. And you guys, I am so obsessed with how this look came out. I feel like this is one of the most glamorous looks I have ever done, and I am literally just in awe of how it came out, you guys. I love this palette. I feel like all the tones and all the different finishes played really well together. And I feel like even though it's only 5 matte shades, there's Supreme, Big Wig, Credit, Ginger, and Edges. I feel like even though there's only 5 matte shades, I feel like these matte shades play so well together, and they're so rich and deep enough to be the perfect crease shades for women of color. And even like the metallic shades and the pressed pigments, I feel like it all worked really, really well. I will say though that the shades are a bit messy. Like looking at this palette, there's powder everywhere. Like literally everywhere. So the shades are a little more on the messier side. Like they're really light and soft, so like once you tap into it, the powder gets everywhere. That's the only con about it, but everything else has worked so well together. They're so beautiful, and I just love the shade range. So I really do recommend this palette. I will leave all of the products that I did use down below. Also, I know we'll get questions about the lashes. For lashes, I use this pack from Amazon. They're by the brand Professional Lascaux. I'm not sure how you pronounce that. And the style is K01. I did have to trim them just a bit, but they're super dramatic, which I love for this look. Love the glossy lip, love the eye, just love everything, and I hope you guys do as well. This chatty, you know, makeup talk through, you know, all about my priorities, my mindset change, and of course the palette. If you guys did enjoy it, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, and also let me know down below that you guys enjoy this look. If you guys did, let me know if you guys will be recreating it, and also let me know down below what you guys want to see from me next. So hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.